If you are thinking about making a move to Tustin, this is definitely the video you're going to want to watch because I'm going to break down the pros and the cons of the whole city overall. I'm going to give you my take as a real estate agent and living in Orange County my entire life. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian Stubbs. I'm a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes. We're a real estate sales team that has helped 700 people move all over Southern California just since 2020. Now, I make these videos in this channel all about Orange County just so that we can help you make your next move a little bit easier so you can make better decisions. Now, the pros I'm going to start with, and there's some that I'm going to spend more time on. There's some that I'm not going to spend as much time on because some are pretty obvious, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on those. So the first one's location. Now, this may be super obvious, may not be, but from my experience, this is probably the biggest pro of the city of Tustin. Now, there's a lot of different reasons for this, but it's because it's central. Just generally speaking, it is very central to Orange County. All right, so what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go to our website, allaboutsocal.com, and I'm going to click on the home search button here. Now, this is going to pull up like everything that is possibly for sale in Southern California, but I'm going to zoom in just to Orange County, and let's narrow this down to just show Tustin. Right, so this is going to give us a general idea of where it's at, which is really what we're looking for here. Okay, so if we zoom all the way out of Orange County, we've got San Clemente down here at the bottom point, and we've got kind of this arch here, which is, you know, roughly where Orange County ends. So Tustin's right smack dab in the middle. Tustin is, if you watch any of these videos, you're familiar with Orange County, Irvine is that middle of Orange County. So if we say central Orange County, we're typically talking Tustin, Irvine, Costa Mesa, Newport. Tustin is the first city that we would consider North Orange County, right? We have Tustin, even Costa Mesa. I would still kind of consider Costa Mesa South Orange County, and then Huntington Beach for sure being North, Santa Ana, Orange, Fountain Valley, Philippa. Like these are all North Orange County, right? So this is one of the reasons why it is so convenient is because it's central. That's number one. Irvine, I would say, being the most convenient. Tustin being one city displaced from there. Displaced meaning north. Now, on top of that, you also have several different freeways that run through the area also. So you have the 5 freeway, which is the main freeway that goes all the way through the entire state of California. It goes right through the, let's say, inland portion of Orange County, right? So the 5 freeway comes right down Dana Point and goes all the way down to San Diego, but it also cuts through here through the inland portion of Orange County, right? And then you have the 405, which is more of the coastal freeway. Now, going kind of in the middle east-west is the 55 freeway you see right here, which meets right in the middle of Tustin. So you got the 405 and the 55. So if you're going to go coastal, let's say, or if you're going to jet over to 405 rather, you would take the 55. Now on top of that, you also have the 261. So this is a highway that will jet you out to the Inland Empire, right? Or Anaheim Hills if you're going out that direction. So that is another convenience. Another one is the 241. So if you're going to inland South Orange County, you'd be able to jump on that. My point is there's just a lot of convenience out here as well too, right? We're also very close to the 22, which goes right to Long Beach. The 91 is not too far away. So that's all super convenient. Now on top of that, Irvine is kind of a destination place to go, as is Orange, and Santa Ana has some destination spots to go as well too. You've also got John Wayne Airport that you're a really quick drive from. And then if you're going to your coastal cities, you're really not that much farther away. So I wanted to explain why location's important, because I think this gets overlooked dramatically, and we'll talk about this with cons. One of the biggest things with Tustin as a pro is it's like one of the next logical options if you want all things Irvine, which so many people do, which is why I talk about it in these videos. When we deal with customers, when we're helping people that are thinking about making a move, Irvine is on most people's list, and then either is narrowed down or it's eliminated as an option. But if you are considering Irvine, you have to add Tustin to your search as well too, at least so you can see it and eliminate it if you don't like it. But it's just such an obvious no-brainer, especially if you like Irvine because of the location. Now, as far as the next thing that we have is value. So while I have our website pulled up here, this is pro number 2 for Tustin, is you get a lot for your money. So if we got Tustin pulled up here, and for some reason our website breaks up North Tustin as well too, as if it's a different city. Not really sure why, but there's 181 properties that are listed here in both North and South Tustin, and we do have a few filters on here. But if we take out manufactured homes and we just look at residential, you can see there's 170. Now, that is a spectacular property. Is this the most expensive? Let's do this. Let's sort by the price ascending, so the most affordable. These are non-manufactured homes, but this will include 55 plus. But you can get into townhome condos for the 500s, under 600, right? There is a lot of affordable. I know I'm scrolling very quickly through these, but you can come to this website, All About SoCal, and check it out yourself. Tons of information here. There's tons and tons and tons of properties that are affordable. We're talking 3 bedrooms, 4 bath townhome for $900,000, and your minutes from Irvine, and you're right central Orange County. So there's that side. Now on the flip side of that, price descending. So this will start with the most expensive. So now even within Tustin, you do, North Tustin more specifically, you do have some very, very luxury lots. You have lots meaning properties. Like this guy here. This is a castle. This looks actually very similar to the property down in San Clemente that's for sale. Wow, 10,000 square feet, built in 1997. You can come down here and check this out. Beautiful, beautiful property. Wow, look at that view. So North Tustin, you get this as well, like in Anaheim Hills. You have some rolling hills that are just absolutely stunning, but beautiful property anyway. So you do have high-end stuff. However, if we go back to the actual home search we were just talking about, it's not like a lot. It's not like all properties are super, super high-end, right? With just a couple of scrolls, we're down to the $3 million, $2.5 million range. So your median home price for Tustin is going to be below or right about the median home price. Now, the reason I say this, let me spend a little bit more time here. I mentioned already, a lot of people that are looking in Irvine are also looking in Tustin. If you're not an Irvine person, totally fine. The reason that I say this is there is like an Irvine tax. Now, it's not an actual tax, but I call it an Irvine tax because Irvine's just more money. It just is. It's just more convenient, more popular, more stuff, more better schools, a little bit better everything, if you like her. And there's usually a 30% increase in prices for that. So if you could be 5 minutes down the road, 10 minutes down the road, and get 80% of the things you like and save 30% on price, I'm a huge fan of that, to be totally transparent. Is that for everybody? No. But that's one of the other big things, is just you get a lot more for your value. So for example, the median home price in Tustin is $1,050,000, whereas in Irvine, it's 1.55, meaning it's $500,000 on average more money than Tustin is. So that's that. Now let's talk about neighborhood variety. Again, we're talking about Irvine. Might as well continue that bandwagon. Irvine, one of the biggest gripes people have about Irvine is that everything is the same. It is literally like somebody just copy and pasted the whole city. That is exaggerating. However, it's definitely a big complaint. So when I talk about neighborhood variety, Tustin has a lot of different type of neighborhoods. And I honestly think it has the best of, I'll say, both worlds. So both worlds meaning new construction, so Tustin Ranch, like I'll say brand new construction within the last handful of years, brand new construction, and older homes, the character, right? So even this mansion that we just looked at was built in 1997. So it's not like all properties were just built recently. Some have tons of character. You also have Old Town Tustin as well too, which has a tremendous amount of like charm and character that you're just never going to see in Irvine. And you're not going to see in a lot of the new build communities as well. So a lot of cities don't have both. The cities that do tend to have more character have almost no new construction, right? So there's just kind of like what is important to you, what do you actually like? So neighborhood variety is a really big one. Tustin Ranch is a master plan community. So if you do like those Irvine things, that's the area in Tustin that you would look. Okay, so last but not least, before we get into cons, because pros are important, we also want to talk about the bad stuff. But on the pro side is lifestyle, and it kind of goes into variety of houses. But the lifestyle in Tustin, honestly, it's got a little bit of everything. Now, it's not like you're not going to be going out to Tustin and hanging out. Like, if you live in the city, you can pretty much do everything. Is Tustin a destination? I mean, I live in Mission Viejo, as you probably already know. I would never go to Tustin really for anything. But if I lived in Tustin, it's got pretty much everything you'd need, right? So it's not like a destination city or place to go. However, it has a lot of the stuff that people are going to want, right? So you have really good food all throughout. You have Old Town Tustin, which is fantastic, beautiful area. Whether you move there or not, go check it out. Next thing is parks. So there's a lot of open space. When we looked at that $9.8 million house, you saw lots and lots of greenery. Tustin's a beautiful place to be. There's a lot of greenery, open space, parks, stuff like that. Now, you will be close to the District Shopping Center as well, too, which is a massive outdoor kind of shopping, not really a shopping mall, if you will. It's almost just like lots of shops in the surrounding area, if you will, if that makes sense. So you got Costco, Whole Foods, movie theater. There's lots of shops, restaurant. There's REI. There's lots of stuff. There's tons down there. So that's a big lifestyle bonus, is that you don't need to leave the city necessarily to like live life. Whereas I will say, as a comparison, I live in Mission Viejo. I have to leave the city to do anything other than go to the grocery store. That's just the reality. There's like nothing to do lifestyle-wise, unless you like golfing at the one golf course that's not private. Anyway, I love Mission Viejo, for the record. Anyway, for a lifestyle perspective, I think it's a pro because it has everything you need, so you don't need to leave the city to do things, and location. So when you compare, it has everything you need to, you also are super close to everything. So if you like to go to Old Town Orange and Old Town Tustin, if you like to go to Santa Ana downtown, if you like to go to Irvine, if you want to go shoot down the 55 to get to Costa Mesa Newport, you're right there. Very convenient, very easy. So I think for lifestyle, huge pro. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the cons, because we can talk about how wonderful Orange County is all day long. Let's talk about the not so great. So con number one, not walkable. Not that this should be a surprise if you're familiar with Orange County. You're not going to be walkable pretty much anywhere, but certainly not in Tustin. So that, like, outside of Old Town, which is small, it's very suburban. You're going to be on roads. There's traffic and people. You're not really going to have any of that. So that's number one. It's not walkable. That's easy enough. Number two is lack of nightlife. I alluded to this when I was talking about the pros of lifestyle. If you are like the type of person who wants to go out, you want to stay out late, you want to do fun things, you are going to be leaving the city of Tustin. There are things to do. There's just not that much stuff to do. So again, on the pro side of this, you're close to all of it. I just said this. So you're close to Irvine, you're close to Newport, you're close to the things. So if you want to live in an area that is quieter, more suburban, more suburbia, but you want to be 10, 15 minutes away from all the stuff, Tustin's a great option. If you want it to be like walking distance and in your area, Tustin's not a great option. There's not very many of them. So that's kind of on the big con side. Is, again, most of Orange County is like this. So it's not like this is some revolutionary thing for Tustin. But anyway, here's traffic. This is the big con. Big con. Because I mentioned earlier in the video that Tustin is the beginning of North Orange County, you will notice if you're looking at all of if you're looking all of Orange County, this is really where traffic is going to start to get bad. Okay, so let me give some reference here before I'm going to share my screen again just to talk about traffic a little bit more. Is if you're from out of the area and you're not familiar, if you think Orange County is LA, it's not. Traffic in LA is a whole different breed of animal than traffic in Orange County is. Having said that, traffic in North Orange County is wildly different than traffic in South Orange County. So if you're comparing South Orange County to North Orange County, traffic is a big part of that conversation. Basically, right when you hit Irvine, you will be either getting out of traffic if you're going south, or you'll be going into traffic if you are going north. Obviously, I'm talking about like for the rush hours specifically, but it is just overall way more congested in North Orange County than it is in South Orange County, and Tustin's really where that starts. So if that is important to you, I would also highly recommend looking up your commute times as well too. So for reference, I'm sharing my screen here and you can take a look at this. I just typed in traffic in Orange County, and right now I'm filming this at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday. And you can see that we're pretty much green all over the place, but there's a little bit more yellow right here, which Tustin is like right here-ish. And there's a little bit yellow here, and there's no yellow down in South Orange County, right? Now, when you get to Los Angeles, you can just see it's the middle of the day, and you already have like deadlock rush hour in LA, right? So we are very different here. So I mean, this is a bad example because we're in the middle of the afternoon, but where we see Tustin fitting into this, you are going to have more traffic. So for example, if you were comparing Mission Viejo to Tustin, Tustin's got way more traffic than you'll have Mission Viejo. I don't know if that's where you're comparing, but that's kind of my general advice. Now, if you are looking to make a move yourself and you want us to help with your unique situation, we would be happy to help you out. Down below is a link to go ahead and book a discovery call with our team. Very simple, very easy. It's just a 15-minute, 20-minute phone call where we can talk about you and your unique situation. We can suggest next steps that might make sense. Maybe it's a strategy session, maybe it's we go out window shopping, whatever it might be, we're happy to help you out. Link is in the description below. Go ahead and click that, book a call with our team. We'll call you when at the time of day you pick. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the video. So who should move to Tustin? I got 3 different categories of people that I think are a good fit for Tustin. Number 1 is young families or professionals. So if you are a professional looking to, raise a family, or if you are a young family, Tustin has good schools. It's very central for location, and you have more space than Irvine, which gives you way more, like you get more for your money, I guess is what I'm trying to say there. So it's fantastic for young families. A mixture of suburban lifestyle, it's very convenient, right? I think all of those things. So that's number one, type of person who typically likes to move to Tustin. Number two is if you want a quiet city, right? So if you want a quiet city that is not super busy, it's not really loud, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on, Tustin's a really good option for you as well too. There's a lot of those in Orange County though. Number three is if you're commuting to the North Orange County side, but you don't want to be in all of North Orange County, I think Tustin's one of the best options. I think it is one of the most overlooked options as well too, especially as an alternative to Irvine. I cannot emphasize that enough. If you have Irvine on your hit list and that's where you want to move and you're not really looking yet, here's what I always recommend doing is what we call window shopping. We start with a really, really wide net. If you are earlier in your home search, that's better. Cast a really wide net on your home search, wider than you're thinking right now. Go above, go rather below, maybe a little bit above on the price point you're thinking. Don't go above what you can qualify for, and expand your search geographically, and then go look at properties in person. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you want to do free touring services with our team, click the link down below, do a discovery call. We'll take you out and touring property, and we'll expedite this whole research phase like in a weekend, literally. But anyway, if you don't want to do that, take your search, make it big, and then start narrowing it down. But if Tustin's on that list, absolutely go take a look at it and go look at houses in person. Now, this next video that I made is talking about looking at North Orange County in general. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking, okay, I don't know about for sure if Tustin's my only option, but I'm definitely leaning more towards North Orange County, this video's got a lot of information you're gonna like. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We spent a lot of time and effort on this. It really helps out. And then I will see you in this next video. Thanks again for watching. See you there.